Hello everyone and welcome to this week's vlog. No words can be said. Amazing. Thank you so much. My name is Alfred Mugho and this is my life. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's YouTube video. It is Alfred Mugho here and I just hope you're all having a fantastic day today. It is not the greatest Seattle day. It's been pretty gray, but I'm still in high spirits because it's the summer and because I'm alive and every day is a miracle. But let's jump straight into it. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a friend and we talked about leaders and what makes leaders special. What are the special qualities that make us want to follow them? And there's one quality in particular that really stuck out to me. The ability to change your mind. It's that simple. The ability to change your mind. When you get new information in, you take the old information out, and you keep the new information as your own. It's very simple in its premise, but I think a lot of us get hung up on our egos, right? Ego is the enemy. Fantastic book by Ryan Holiday, by the way. Ego is the enemy because we get emotional about our decisions, we get emotional about our plans, we get emotional about what we should be doing and what we could be doing and our time and everything. And that stops us from making the changes that we need to make today in our lives, today, at this moment. And that's something I know myself I need to improve on. Not being stubborn on change. And having an open mind and the ability to change my mind. So I'm going to go through 3 examples that exemplify this perfectly. So you can see it's not just me saying it, but it's something that a lot of these leaders are doing every day, and a lot of them have benefited greatly from doing this. So the first one, Audio. Audio, yes. The podcasting audio app that was started in 2005 and has grown to one of the largest companies in the world. Do you know what it is? Maybe I'll let you guess. I'll give you a second. No? Audio today is Twitter. Yes. In 2005, iTunes and Apple were immensely successful and Audio just had no room to grow. And so what did they do? They pivoted. They changed their business model and they switched from being this podcasting app to a social media platform, and that created Twitter, one of the most influential apps in the world today. The second company I want to tell you guys about wasn't even supposed to be a company. Yes, it wasn't even meant to be a company, but has grown to one of the largest and most impactful new forms of communication between large organizations and small organizations alike. You may have a guess in mind. Well, let me just give you some hints here. It initially started as a video game company. Yes, they were trying to create video games, but the company was failing. They just couldn't do anything that was working. The market was rejecting them, everything. So what did they do? They looked at what they had. They looked at their assets. And as they were closing the company down, they realized that the communication software that they created to communicate in between the company, between different teams as they were working on their video games, was actually something that they could monetize into a product and something that a lot of people might be interested in. And so what did this create? This created Slack. Yes, Slack was started on accident in a video game company as a communication tool. Wow. The third example I have for you today was a company that was started in the Great Depression. It was started as a wall cleaner. Yes, it was used to clean coal residue from the old coal heaters off the walls. You're probably trying to think about what company this is. Maybe it's a cleaning brand, don't know. Well, I'll tell you what happened next. As the Great Depression rolled on, they started using oil and gas heaters instead, and so there was no use for this wall cleaner. But the consistency was very interesting, and there was actually an arts and crafts teacher who started using this product as a teaching mechanism and using it with kids. And this product eventually became known as Play-Doh. Yes, the great Play-Doh was started as a wall cleaner. Now that is a pivot if you've ever seen a pivot. So, why am I giving you guys all these stories of people who have changed their minds? People who've been adaptable and flexible as times represented themselves? One, because we're in a time of great change, right? There's so much change going on around us. 2020 has been a whirlwind. Everyone's plans and goals and ideals have been changed. Our daily lives, our routines, everything has just been thrown out the window as the coronavirus has swept through the economy and as a lot of us have had to adjust our daily lives and lifestyles. Now, even though 2020 has forced a lot of change on us, that has not been organic change. And what I'm really talking about here is organic and voluntary change. Organic and voluntary changing of your mind. An organic and voluntary pivot. These three companies represent a lack of ego. Not being hung up in the pride of your initial decision or the pride of your goals and your plans and what it could have been. They let go of that. They let go of what they thought they were, and they ushered in new information, taking out the old information, and recreating themselves into something better and something that could provide more value for the world. And that is what I want for myself, and that is what I want for all of you. We all want to recreate ourselves, we all want to improve and be better, but to do that, we have to be flexible and adaptable and willing to change and willing to sometimes take a step back so we can take 2 steps forward. Essentially, changing your mind can be a strength. Changing your mind is a strength. It is not a weakness. So many of us think of it as being indecisive or not really knowing what you're doing, but I see it as a strength. We get so hung up on how it could be or what it should have been or how I think it should be, and in the end, a lot of that is in vain. Because there's only really action that speaks in the end. You might be thinking, oh, I can just change my mind every single day. No, you cannot be changing your mind every single day. You have to be accountable to yourself because as with any decision you make in your life, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort, and you have to be fully committed to that decision and take action on those decisions, right? That's part of my whole year of action is being able to take action, but not being emotional to that action and knowing when I need to change, when I need to pivot, and when I need to take a step back and really look at what I want to focus on. Because in the end, focus is so important. And that's kind of the power of changing your mind, is it allows you to focus on the things that you truly care about. Of course, you have to be honest with yourself, right? And that's really a decision that only you can make because it's your life and you hold all the cards in the end. Because life is a house of cards, as I've talked about in some of my previous videos. Life is a house of cards. So when you get your cards, make sure you deal them well. Make sure you play them well. Because we only have one shot at life, right? So if there's something you want to do, there's something that's been on your mind, do that thing. If something's been holding you back, if someone's been holding you back, if you had this plan and now it doesn't seem like the right thing to do, it's okay to just change your mind. Change your mind. Because every day is a miracle. Thanks everyone. See you soon.